A quiet hello from Top Screen Tales. Imagine discovering time travel with a microwave and a cell phone. Now, imagine every single text you send to the past pushes you deeper into a private hell. This is the harrowing premise of Steins Gate. We open in Akihabara's future gadget laboratory. Here, self-proclaimed mad scientist Okabe Rintaro and his friends Mayuri and Daru kill time with bizarre inventions. The tone is light, a parody of sci-fi tropes with playful banter. This slow, slice-of-life beginning is essential. It's not padding, it's the foundation. The show masterfully builds a world of warmth and friendship, making its eventual destruction all the more devastating for us. Okabe's harrowing Kyoma persona is the show's first great deception. He's a caricature of a mad scientist, with a maniacal laugh and paranoid ramblings about a secret organization. But this is a defense mechanism, a shield built by a socially awkward student. The genius of the story is how it dismantles this facade, forcing the terrified, vulnerable Okabe underneath to face a reality far worse than any of his fabricated conspiracies. Flanking Okabe are his anchors to normalcy. Mayuri Shina, the optimistic childhood friend, is the group's emotional heart. Her tutaru, a symbol of the innocence at stake. Hashida Daru Itaru is the hacker powerhouse whose skill brings Okabe's delusions to life. They initially seem like archetypes, but they are the emotional core. Their well-being becomes the yardstick for the catastrophic consequences of Okabe's actions. The dynamic is supercharged by the arrival of Kurisu Makise, a genuine neuroscience prodigy. She is Okabe's intellectual equal and his polar opposite, pragmatic, skeptical, and unafraid to call out his theatrics. Their sharp banter evolves into a relationship of deep respect and affection. This connection forms the central pillar of the narrative. Kurisu isn't just a love interest. She is the catalyst, the conscience, and the story's most tragic variable. The point of no return is a single text. After witnessing Kurisu's apparent murder, a panicked Okabe sends a message to Daru, and the world shimmers. The street, once crowded, is empty. He sent the first D-mail, a text that traveled back in time. This seemingly minor event saves Kurisu's life, but unknowingly shifts them onto a different world line, the Alpha world line. This is the first pull on a thread that will unravel everything. At first, the power seems exhilarating. The lab members send D-mails to alter their past for small, selfish gains, winning the lottery or changing one's gender. Only Okabe, with his reading Steiner ability, remembers the previous timelines. For everyone else, this new reality is the only one they've known. This creates a profound sense of isolation for Okabe, a loneliness that deepens as the consequences begin to escalate. The fun and games halt in episode 12. The lab is stormed by armed operatives from CERN, the organization Okabe joked about. They are real. They know about the time machine, and they will kill to possess it. In a brutal, shocking moment, the slice-of-life comedy dies, and Steins Gate reveals its true face, a dark, relentless psychological thriller. The tonal shift is one of the most effective and whiplash-inducing in modern anime. The moment defining the series is the death of Mayuri. Shot down before Okabe's eyes, her death is the direct consequence of their meddling. It's not a dramatic sacrifice, it's a pointless, cruel event that shatters the show's safety. This is the price of their hubris. Okabe's immediate reaction is to leap back in time to save her, but he soon learns that on this world line, Mayuri's death is a fixed, inescapable point. What follows is a descent into a time loop of despair. Okabe relives the hours leading up to Mayuri's death again and again, trying every strategy to prevent it. Each attempt fails in a new, horrific way. A car crash, a random shooting, a subway accident. fate itself conspires against him. This repetition isn't just plot, it's psychological torture that erodes his spirit, stripping away his persona until only a broken man remains. The only way to save Mayuri is to undo the very first D-mail. But to do that, he must first reverse every other D-mail sent by his friends. This forces him into an agonizing position. He has to systematically destroy the happiness of the people he loves. He must tell them that the perfect lives they now lead are a mistake that needs to be erased, making himself the villain in their stories to save the overarching timeline. The weight of this is best exemplified by Suzuha Amane's story. Her D-mail was sent to stop her from leaving, to spend more time with her father. Undoing it means Okabe must watch her time machine fail, trapping her in a past where she lives a life of regret and ultimately takes her own life. It's a gut-wrenching subplot that demonstrates how even well-intentioned changes to the past can lead to absolute tragedy.
The other reversals are just as painful. He must convince Faris to let her father die in the plane crash she originally prevented, erasing the last decade she spent with him. He has to tell Ruka that his wish to be born a girl must be undone. Each conversation is a knife to the heart, forcing Okabe to shoulder the immense guilt of erasing his friend's dreams for a future only he can see. This is the true cost of time travel. The final choice is the most cruel. Undoing the first D-mail, the one that saved Kurisu, will return Okabe to a world line where she was murdered. To save one friend, he must sacrifice the other, the woman he has fallen for. This isn't a choice between good and evil. It's a choice between two unbearable losses. Kurisu's quiet acceptance of her fate and her confession of her feelings for him is utterly heartbreaking. Amidst the emotional turmoil, the show's sci-fi elements remain remarkably grounded. It smartly incorporates real-world conspiracy theories like John Titor and the IBM 5100 computer, along with plausible-sounding physics concepts. This commitment to verisimilitude makes the impossible feel tangible. The threat of CERN and the mechanics of the D-mails feel just believable enough to sell the stakes, preventing the story from feeling like convenient fantasy and keeping the tension high. Just as hope seems lost, a final message arrives. From himself, 15 years in the future. Future Okabe, who lived through this same tragedy, spent his life finding a third option, a way to a new world line, the Steins Gate, where neither Mayuri nor Kurisu has to die. The plan is insane. He must go back to the moment of Kurisu's death and deceive the world. This single message reframes the narrative from a tragedy into a fight against destiny. The finale is a breathtaking culmination of everything that came before. Okabe must willingly experience the trauma of seeing Kurisu die again. But this time, he's not a helpless observer. He's an active agent, orchestrating events to create the illusion of her death for his past self. This both triggers the events of the series and creates the conditions to escape the loop. It's a brilliant resolution that completes his transformation from a fake mad scientist to a true hero. The slow, meandering pace of the first half is often cited as a flaw, but it's the show's greatest strength. Steins Gate is a masterclass in emotional investment. It spends hours making you love its characters and their quirky, mundane world. This deliberate buildup ensures that when the thriller kicks in, the stakes feel astronomically high. The payoff is directly proportional to the viewer's initial patience, resulting in one of the most earned and satisfying conclusions in storytelling. So, what is Steins Gate about? It's about the terrifying immutability of fate and the incredible power of human will to defy it. It's a story about the weight of consequence and the price of knowledge. With its unforgettable characters, flawless pacing, and an emotionally resonant plot that blends comedy, tragedy, and sci-fi, it is without a doubt a masterpiece. If you want a story that will challenge your mind and break your heart, this is essential viewing. Thank you for watching this deep dive with Top Screen Tales. If you enjoyed it, a like or a comment goes a long way. Now I turn it over to you. What film, anime, or series should I analyze next? Let me know below.